I'm gonna tell you something most Americans have no idea about. China isn't just building cheap cars anymore. One company in particular has quietly become one of the most respected automakers in the world. They own Volvo, they own Lotus, and they just revealed an SUV so ridiculous I honestly thought the leaked specifications were fake. Then China's own regulatory filings confirmed every single one. It's called the 2026 Geely Galaxy Cruiser 700. And here's the part that should worry every legacy automaker. It's heading to Europe and Canada. Hit that like button and let's dive into the most insane Chinese SUV ever built. Let's start with the outside, because we need to talk about presence. You know how American automakers design a rugged SUV these days? They take a crossover, slap some unpainted black plastic around the wheel wells, paint the tow hooks red, and charge you an extra 10 grand. It's lazy. Geely didn't do that. They went straight for the jugular of the Land Rover Defender and the Toyota Land Cruiser. When you walk up to the front of the Galaxy Cruiser 700, the first thing that hits you is the sheer scale of the thing. It's over 5 meters long, 5,085 millimeters to be exact, and practically 2 meters wide. It's massive. But it's not just a big dumb block of metal. The front fascia features this incredible full-width daytime running light that slides straight across the grille, leading into an illuminated brand logo right in the center. It's aggressive, but it's sophisticated. It doesn't look like a toy. It looks like a sci-fi dropship that just happens to be street legal. And the headlights? They're tucked into these sharp rectangular housings that give the car this permanent, menacing scowl. If you saw this thing rolling up behind you in your rearview mirror at night, you'd probably just move over. You wouldn't even think about it. It just commands respect. But the next part actually shocked me. Let's look at the side profile. If you're a car nerd, this is where you start drooling. Underneath this gorgeous sheet metal, it's not some weak unibody crossover. It sits on a proper old-school integrated ladder frame. That's right, it's a real truck underneath. Geely is calling their design language the ripple aesthetic, and you can really see it in how the light catches the doors. But they didn't sacrifice beauty for utility. You get this beautiful contrasting white roof that floats above blacked out pillars, giving it a sleek two-tone vibe. The two-tone wheels look absolutely massive, perfectly filling out those squared off arches. And here's a tiny detail you probably missed on the first glance. Look right above the windshield. See that little bump on the front of the roof? That's a LiDAR unit. Yeah, an advanced laser radar system built right into the roofline for next-generation driver assistance. Meanwhile, my domestic SUV still aggressively hits the brakes if a shadow looks at it funny. I'm telling you, the side profile alone makes the Ford Bronco look like a Lego set. But hold up, we need to talk about the rear because they went full G-Wagon back there. You walk around to the back and it's a masterclass in off-road design. You get vertical taillights that frame the edges of a proper side-opening tailgate. None of that slow motorized liftgate that breaks when you're out in the woods. It opens like a real off-roader's trunk should. And right smack in the middle of that tailgate, a full-size externally mounted spare tire. It completes the rugged look perfectly. It screams capability. It's giving off extreme Mercedes G-Class energy, but without looking like it was designed in the 1970s. It's completely breathtaking. But honestly, you haven't seen anything yet. You're not ready for what they hit under the hood. Okay, let's get into the specs because this is where my brain genuinely stopped functioning. When you buy a high-end off-roader in the US, you expect decent power. A Jeep Wrangler 392 gives you 470 horsepower. A Land Rover Defender V8 gives you 518. The Galaxy Cruiser 700? Try 1,113 horsepower. Yeah, you heard me correctly. 1,113 horsepower in a plug-in hybrid 4x4. For context, that's literally Bugatti Veyron territory wrapped in a family SUV. That's 830 kilowatts of absolute terror. Geely claims this vehicle has the highest power-to-weight ratio of any mass-produced off-road model on the planet, a staggering 392 PS per ton. Think about that for a second. You are essentially sitting in a massive 3-ton boxy off-roader that accelerates like an exotic hypercar. How did they do it? They threw a 2.0-liter turbocharged engine in there and paired it with 3 independent electric motors. It's a tri-motor, all-wheel drive monster. But here's the genius part. Because they use a fluid-coupled dual-motor rear axle, it actually gives you real-time torque vectoring. If one wheel loses traction on a slippery rock, the computer instantly pushes power to the other wheels. No slipping, no drama. And because it's a PHEV, it's incredibly smart. It packs a massive 47.14 kilowatt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery pack from CATL. That means if you just want to run to the store or commute to work, you can drive up to 185 kilometers, about 115 miles, on pure, silent electricity. You don't burn a single drop of gas. But when you stomp on the accelerator, all 3 motors and the gas engine combine to launch this 5-meter tank to a top speed of 220 kilometers per hour, 136 miles per hour. But don't think this is just a straight-line dragster for a YouTube drag race. This thing is built for the absolute worst terrain on Earth. It features true low-range gearing and a locking rear differential. You can switch between front, rear, and all-wheel drive configurations on the fly. Because of those independent motors, this massive tank can actually do a tight U-turn practically in its own footprint. Oh, and if you encounter a river, don't worry, it has a verified wading depth of 800 millimeters. That's nearly 32 inches of water. It is completely, utterly absurd. I'm looking at my American truck right now in the driveway. It gets 14 miles to the gallon, shakes violently at 75 miles per hour, has half the power, and groans over speed bumps. I'm low-key sick to my stomach right now. We are being robbed, guys. You'd think with 1,100 horsepower, safety would be an afterthought. You'd be completely wrong. Remember that LiDAR bump on the roof we talked about earlier? The Galaxy Cruiser 700 is built on Geely's new full-spectrum AI technology platform with their next-generation EEA 4.0 electronic architecture. What does that tech jargon actually mean? It means this car sees the world in high-definition 3D. It maps the road, detects pedestrians, anticipates collisions, and practically drives itself on the highway. It even features automatic obstacle avoidance when you are off-roading. The car's AI literally analyzes the dirt, mud, or snow in front of you and manages the terrain systems for you. But here's the feature that should honestly not be legal because it flexes way too hard on the competition: satellite communication. Let's say you're rock crawling in the middle of the Canadian wilderness. You are completely off the grid. No cell towers, no Wi-Fi, nothing. If you get into trouble, the Galaxy Cruiser 700 bypasses ground networks entirely and beams a signal directly to low Earth orbit satellites. You are never disconnected. You can call for an emergency rescue from the middle of nowhere. Meanwhile, my current domestic car charges me a $15 monthly subscription just to use the remote start on my key fob, and the app crashes half the time. The contrast is just laughable at this point. Are we seriously accepting this standard while China is building indestructible space-connected super trucks? The interior is where I genuinely almost threw my phone across the room when the press photos dropped. Usually, when a car is this capable off-road, the interior feels like a rubberized penalty box. You get cheap, scratchy plastics that you can wipe down with a hose, and seats that feel like park benches. Geely looked at that standard and said, nah, let's make it look like $1 million private jet. The moment you open the door, you aren't just getting into a truck, you are greeted by an absolute ocean of two-tone cream and tan diamond-stitched eco leather. We're talking plush, ultra-premium soft-touch materials wrapping literally every single surface. The seats, the dashboard, the heavy structural door panels. It's deeply luxurious. But it's not just about aesthetics. Geely incorporated what they call a zero-gravity biometric seating architecture. The front seats use an insane multi-layer cushion technology with built-in ventilation and heating. And here's the kicker: they fold completely flat. If you're camping out in the wilderness, your driver's seat literally turns into a first-class lounge bed. You've got these incredibly tall windows and an expansive panoramic glass roof that floods the entire cabin with natural light, giving you crazy visibility on the trail. And it's smart glass too, with advanced UV and heat insulation and automatic rain-sensing closure so you aren't cooking in the desert sun. Plus, they engineered the cabin to be library quiet. Even when you're doing 75 miles an hour on the highway, the acoustic insulation blocks out all that tire drone. But let's talk tech, because this is where Geely just embarrassed every automaker in Detroit and Stuttgart. In the center of the dash, you have this massive, crystal-clear floating infotainment screen. It doesn't lag, it doesn't freeze. It's powered by high-computing neural processing chipsets running Geely's custom AI operating system, which seamlessly controls the entire vehicle. But wait, look over at the passenger side. Tucked beautifully between the dashboard panels, right in front of the passenger, is an additional, narrow, ultra-wide telemetry screen. What does it do? It reads out live altitude, compass direction, outdoor temperature, and incline data. Do you guys remember the old 90s Mitsubishi Pajeros that had that super cool analog multimeter on the dash? Geely basically took that exact concept, digitized it, and turned it into a high-end sci-fi co-pilot display. It is the coolest little detail I've seen in years, and it makes your front passenger feel like they're literally navigating a Dakar rally stage with you. Automakers lately have been obsessed with putting everything into touchscreens. Want to turn on the AC? Touchscreen. Want to adjust the mirrors? Touchscreen. Want to lock the differential? You gotta dig through 3 submenus while the car is bouncing around. It's dangerous, it's annoying, and it absolutely sucks when you're wearing gloves or driving off-road. Geely didn't do that. They actively subverted that lazy digital minimalism trend and dedicated a massive amount of real estate on the center console to physical, tactile controls. You get gorgeous machined aluminum rotary dials for your drive modes. You get heavy, satisfying metallic toggle switches to activate your off-road features, ride height, and differential locks. They even included dual wireless charging pads right up front with active cooling fans underneath so your phone doesn't overheat and shut down in the sun. And the gear selector? It's not some stupid little push button or a flimsy plastic stock on the steering column. It's a chunky, flight-inspired mechanical lever wrapped in leather with this beautiful grid pattern knurling on the knob. Props to Geely for not putting in a half-baked effort here. They acknowledge that off-roaders need high-contact, satisfying physical buttons that you can actually grip when your hands are muddy or wet, and they absolutely nailed it. It looks like the control deck of a high-end stereo receiver. I desperately want to just sit in this car and flip switches for an hour. The level of obsessive thought put into this cabin makes me want to cry when I look at the squeaky piano black plastic in my $80,000 domestic truck. It's a complete masterclass in design, and they proved you don't have to sacrifice hardcore utility for extreme luxury. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, it's fast, it's luxurious, but can I actually put my kids in it? Yes. In fact, despite its massive size, recent interior photos strongly indicate that the Cruiser 700 is designed strictly as a 5-seater. They didn't cram a useless, cramped third row in the back just to check a marketing box. What does that mean for you? It means the second row bench seat has absolutely limousine-level legroom. With a massive 2,900mm wheelbase, your teenagers aren't going to be kicking the back of your seat. The rear seats are plush, thickly padded, and wrapped in that same gorgeous cream leather. And the trunk, because there's no third row stealing space, the cargo area is cavernous. It's wide, it's deep, and it's perfectly squared off. You can fit a massive double stroller, a week's worth of camping gear, or an absurd amount of Costco bulk groceries back there without breaking a sweat. On top of that, the heavy-duty version comes with a permitted towing capacity of 1,600 kilograms, which is about 3,500 pounds. So you can easily hook up a small boat, a camper, or a couple of jet skis, and that 1,113 horsepower powertrain won't even realize you're towing anything. You've got huge water bottle pockets, deep center cubbies, and USB-C ports everywhere. It's functionally flawless for a road trip. We've got a massive ladder frame off-roader. It has 1,113 horsepower, it has nearly 120 miles of pure electric range, it has satellite tech, LiDAR, a Bentley-level cream leather interior, passenger displays, and physical toggle switches. Let's look at the market. A fully loaded Land Rover Defender V8 will cost you well over $110,000. A Mercedes G-Wagon? Don't even bother talking to a dealer unless you have $140,000, and even then, they'll probably laugh at you and slap a $30K markup on it. So what is Geely going to charge for the Galaxy Cruiser 700? According to the latest industry expectations, when this vehicle converts to global markets, it's projected to sit around the $70,000 to $75,000 bracket. $70,000 for 1,100 horsepower, for a car that practically drives itself, for an interior that looks like $1 million. Are you kidding me right now? If this drops in Canada and Europe at that price point in 2026, it is going to absolutely devastate the traditional luxury SUV market. People are going to cancel their Defender orders instantly. Which brings me to my final question for you guys, and I really want you to be honest in the comments. If this SUV was legally available in your city tomorrow, and you had to choose between paying $80,000 for a well-equipped Ford Bronco or $75,000 for a 1,113 horsepower Chinese super SUV that can talk to space, would you let go of your domestic brand loyalty? Would you trade in your domestic badge for the Geely? Let me know down below. I'm genuinely curious how many of you would make the jump, because right now, I'm seriously considering a move to Canada. If this video blew your mind as much as this car blew mine, hit that like button right now. It tells the YouTube algorithm that we need more insane cars like this. Make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications because in the next video, we're looking at a brand new electric hyper sedan that makes a Tesla Plaid look like it's standing still. Stay tuned, stay obsessed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.